Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right. Can you guys hear
Yo,
us? We got Vast Squad, Anopolis, and uh Nexius. You guys can say hello.
Yo, what's up? I'm Nexius. I'm the sound designer and writer for the game.
I'm Roblox Guy 1876. My Discord name is Anopolis230. I do all the 3D modeling, the UI design, the environment design, all that.
And I'm Vasquad. I do programming and the general engineering for the game.
Awesome. And I'm Duelky, and I guess, the host. I'm not sure. All right. Riri or Argonaut asked, "What was your inspiration to make this game?"
I'll take this one. So, back a while ago, we made Liftoff,
Mm-hmm.
and then that, went down the drain because the game sucks. But, so we were just trying to figure out, we need to make a new game. And then we had this idea for an Antarctica-based game, because we played Trade Lands and all those games, Tree Lands, all those, and we thought they were really cool. And we wanted to do something like that and just capture the Antarctic terrain and the life there. But we also really wanted to put big emphasis on like exploration and just make a game that's like big and
More open world.
a lot more, yeah, and a lot more content than Liftoff actually has gameplay, a gameplay loop rather than Liftoff, which doesn't. And it's been about a year since we figured out the idea, but we didn't actually start development until like you know
I goes March.
summer, yeah, March.
Yeah.
It was like summer because after the pandemic started, we really got started.
Yeah. So in 2021, not 2021, 2020, you guys started.
2020. Yeah, about
Mid 2020.
All right.
End of
Cool.
Q1, beginning of
yeah,
Q2.
it wasn't right at March because right at March our Liftoff got featured and we started making a lot of money from that. So we wanted to like kind of wait a second, and then so it was about like late April that we actually got started on Arctica.
That's
Yep.
cool. Yep. That's awesome. All right. Holy Panzer asked, "Will there be a survival aspect such as hypothermia?"
Yes.
Yes, actually.
Yes.
We're actually working on that right now.
Awesome.
One of the I know this is something we talked about. We're gonna try to do like visual effects on the screen to make it apparent that you're going through
Yep.
hypothermia.
Not only hypothermia for your character, but your vehicle engine can actually freeze, and you won't be able to start your engine. And you can use antifreeze to prevent that a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
There's
That-
a few
yeah.
survival aspects, so
Nice.
it won't just
Nice.
be like exploration and not dying. You're gonna have to try to stay alive.
That sounds like a pretty awesome survival aspect. I like the idea of the adding the engine freezing. That's a
Yep.
pretty cool feature. How many vehicles are there gonna be?
Oh, that's a good question. So I can't say a number because I actually don't know. Well, we don't know, but we will say there's gonna be for like vehicles with wheels, just normal like trucks, and we have an off-roader model. And there's ATVs, snowmobiles, but there's also going to be vehicles that are on tracks, so they
Hmm.
kind of look like tanks, but they use them in Antarctica. There's going to be a few of those, and we have some really good ideas for how you get vehicles other than just straight up buying them. But there's going to be a good amount of vehicles in, again, snowmobiles, ATVs, regular cars, tracked vehicles.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yep. And you talked about like tank kind of things. Will that be to like transport items, or what are those used for?
Yes. So there's two types of vehicles in the game. How we like internally view them, we view them as resource vehicles and cargo vehicles. Resource vehicles, really, those are just boats because like you fish from them, you get fish from those. But the cargo vehicles are the vehicles that you use to transport cargo around, and that's the main type of vehicle. But there will be boats as well, and you can fish.
All
Oh,
right.
and on the vehicle aspect, I see
Yeah.
someone in the chat asking, what about water and fuel? Well, there won't be food and water. We don't want it to be too hardcore of a survival game. We want to focus on exploration, but fuel, there will be fuel. You have to keep your gas up. So yeah.
Yep.
And your engine can run while
Yes.
you're
If
out
you're
of
not
it,
in the vehicle, your engine will still be running, so you have to
Unless you
manually
turn it
turn it
off.
off. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That adds a realistic
Yep,
feel
and
to
while
that.
your engine is on, it won't like the temperature won't go down as fast. So
That's cool.
Yep.
So you're saying you were saying the temperature won't go down as fast, like so
while
you
the engine is on.
okay, yeah.
So if you run out of fuel, it could freeze over, and then if you put fuel in it, you still won't be able to start it up because the engine is frozen.
Zockline asks, when will Arctica be released?
See, this is a good question. We've been internally debating this for a while now.
A
Uh,
long time, very long time.
Yep.
There's all I can say right now is there still isn't a set date or even a time frame. We just know that sometime in 2021, because it's quite a big game. There's only 3 people working on it, and it's not
Yeah.
like I can't help with the scripting because I don't know anything about that. And Vasquez prefers to work alone. Like we could get the best scripter ever, and he would still want to work alone because it honestly it's easier when you can work alone if you don't like really
Yeah.
have good chemistry. But you know, sound design, I can't do sound design. Nexios is the only one that can do that, and nobody can help me with the building because nobody else knows how to do that. So
Yeah.
it takes a while when you have that type of dynamic, but it also makes sure that it's good quality because like we're all specialized in what we do.
All right. You guys you talked about you said you talked about base building, correct? Or you already did, right?
Yeah, but we can go into more depth if you want.
Yeah, so Argonaut or Riri was asking, is there going to be base building or making a camp like tents or stuff like that?
Yes. So it's gonna be pretty standard really, but it's still a really big part of the game. So you're gonna at your base, you can customize it however you want. There's gonna be customization options like that. Garages, storage facilities that you can make.
Yeah.
You can what am I thinking about? Oh, processing to like process resources before they sell them, so they sell for things like that. The base is building is a huge part of the game. It's planned to be a huge part of the game, but that's all about. I mean, we haven't really thought out the idea yet for base building because we haven't even started on it yet. That's just
Yeah.
keeping it real. But it's gonna be a huge part of the game. We're just trying to get the basic systems down first, and the map and all that, because the map takes forever.
The map,
So,
the
yeah.
map, because the game is so focused on exploration, the map is going to be,
Yep,
one.
really
It's
nice
going to take
looking.
one of the longest. We're going to take our time on the map, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Yeah, so one of my questions actually was how large will the map be? So I guess that can kind of.
Yeah. You ever played the Wild West?
Yes.
About as big as that map.
Awesome. That is
It can't
awesome.
honestly, it can't be much bigger because performance is going to be a huge issue. Performance is something that we're going really hard on to make sure it performs well on a range of devices. But there's only so much you can do. I can talk about this for hours and hours performance on Roblox, but there's
Yeah.
only so much you can do when you have a game that big. It's still like, yeah, basically the map's going to be as big as the Wild West. Its performance, the game's performance is going to be about the same as Wild West, but it might be better. We're going to try to make it better. We're trying really hard to make it really like better than
Performance is
Wild
one of
West
the things we're
performance.
focusing on for everything. Vasquez here has implemented some of top-notch performance stuff, and you can go in detail on that.
Unlike other games, we're not gonna optimize the game after we've already made it. We're focused on optimization from the very beginning, so it should run well. We're planning to have mobile support eventually. We're not sure how well that's gonna work, but we'll try at least. So
Yeah, there's not a thing that we do that we don't ask ourselves how is this going to impact performance before we do it. So we're always thinking about that.
Oh yeah, performance is a huge
Awesome.
aspect, but let me tell you, the game looks amazing. It is one of the best graphics in a Roblox game I've ever seen.
If
and it's
if
amazing.
people think the pictures that we've released so far
Oh man,
look good,
I don't.
it looks 10 times better in game.
Oh.
The screenshots
Yeah,
do
I
not do
always
justice.
say that. I always every single time I post a picture in leaks or like I take a something or to like tweet, I'm always saying this looks so much better in game because it's the screenshots compress. It's one of those games. I don't know what it is about Arctica, but it looks so much better when you're in game. So much better.
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds. I'm very excited for that because it sounds so cool, and even just those screenshots you guys have already showed in the leaks, like it looks amazing. So, yeah. Oh yeah, is this gonna be like a multiplayer game or a single player game? Or
Okay. Multiplayer, obviously. We were actually, when we first started making the game, we were really adamant about a really robust co-op system, like as far as base building goes. But you will be able to interact with other players, work with them, play with them. It's not going to be like Liftoff where there's 6-player servers, but it might as well just be 1-player servers.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. But it's right now we're looking at 16-player servers. Might go up, might go down. Who knows? But you will be able to interact and play with other players. Yeah.
All right, cool. How is the weather system gonna work? Or like, what
Okay.
types of weather do you have set up
Yeah,
to
that's a good question.
go?
So we don't have any weather set up right now, but we do have some planned. You know, the Aurora Borealis, that's up north, that's in the Arctic.
Mhm.
There's something called the Aurora Australis that's down south in Antarctica, and we plan to have something like that. The Southern Lights. It's going to be really cool looking.
Oh, nice.
We plan to do that. We also plan to have storms, and if you're in a storm, your GPS won't work on your map, so you could get easily lost. And if you're in a storm, so
That's a cool feature. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, I think there's maybe some misconception on like the idea of how you guys were opening it to beta. So you guys would release it out of beta to be free to play, but the beta is for like testing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so the beta is paid access, and then once it gets out of beta, it's no longer early access, and that will be free.
Okay. Will there be a day and night cycle?
No.
Okay.
in
we
Antarctica,
go.
not
you,
really,
you can take
because
this one.
nighttime lasts like 9 months in Antarctica, and the sun never comes up.
Yeah,
during
because
that time.
it's
And
yeah.
for like the other 3 months, the sun never goes down. So there isn't really like a day-night cycle like there is in other places on
Yeah.
Earth, but in Antarctica, no.
Okay, there is a certain time of the year where it has a normal day-night cycle. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like austral winter or something. Yeah, austral winter. So there is a possibility that we'll do a day-night cycle. I have actually messed around in studio, and the game does look just as good at nighttime as it looks in daytime. Looks amazing at nighttime. So there could be. You never know.
Yep. Will there be some sort of research lab where you could maybe analyze some material you have? This one's
Yes.
from
Yes.
Brolook.
Yeah.
Your base. I don't know if you have ever played Astroneer, but basically in Astroneer you can find these objects around the map, and you take them to a research thing that you place down at your base, and you can research that in the research lab. And basically, it's going to be pretty much the same system in Arctica. You'll have your base, and you'll have a research station there, and you can find these objects around the map, these things that you might need to put in the back of your truck because it's so big to transport. You might just be able to put it in your inventory. Take it back to your base, you research it, and then you get like XP, money, something like that from researching it, from analyzing it.
All right, you answered that question with the add everyone ping. Will there be towns around the map?
Yep. That's one of the biggest aspects of the game. There's gonna
Traveling
be,
from place to place.
Yeah, we call
Yeah.
them outposts, and that's where you do your bartering, buying and selling stuff.
Yeah, we have Nexios here. He's a dedicated rider. We'll have like logs around the
Mhm.
map that you can find these towns and stuff.
Yeah. So if we want to go into this, an idea I had is like abandoned. We'll call it just an example, an abandoned whaling station. You'll be able to go to that abandoned whaling station. You'll be able to find, say, a terminal similar to like a Fallout game if you've ever played a Fallout game, and you'll be able to like read something on there, or find a piece of paper somewhere around the map where you read it, and you're going to be able to gain experience points from that and stuff like that.
Oh, so there's a
That would-
leveling system with that too.
I don't
Yeah.
want to go too far into this right now because I don't want to spoil
Yeah.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that we want players to see for themselves. So
All right, cool. will there be flare guns? That is the next question in the chat.
Not guns. There's gonna be flares that you can
Yep.
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, I think they're kind of yeah, there's multiple different ideas of flares. I guess I kind of think of a flare like
Think of police flare. If you've ever seen a police flare,
Yeah.
A road
on the
flare.
side of the road.
yeah.
Us and Nexios, actually, we were actually thinking at one point of buying a pack of flares on Amazon and getting together to light them off just to see how it is and record some sounds and stuff. We might
Yeah.
have to do that.
Awesome.
Which way that is in the plan. Kind of going off of that, one of my big things is I mentioned it in the video, but I didn't talk about it very well. One of my big things is I want to make everything unique. I don't want you to be able to get into a game and be like, oh, that sounds like this from this game. I want everything to be unique, and so far I've made everything, not every sound in the game, but I'm working towards making every sound in the game my own.
All
Awesome.
the sounds.
Yeah, because we have a dedicated sound designer in Nexios, all the sounds are 100% new and unique, and we actually spent a little bit of liftoff money on buying equipment for him to make sounds, and that is always something that we will keep doing. We'll always keep buying things for business expenses if we need something like we
It's
have
been a
temporary
good
equipment.
investment so far, and right now the sound design is really good. The vehicle sounds were recorded with Nexios' one of his cars that he has. They're in-house sounds.
Yep.
They're
Everything is
well
in-house.
made.
Awesome.
They're well made.
That's awesome. If we missed any questions,
You can ask in our
yeah.
Discord.
They have
Yeah,
a
ask our
question
Discord.
link.
We have a very good moderation team. They answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We're pretty active in our own Discord. We answer questions like that.
Yeah, I'll answer your questions if you ask them.
All right,
And let me, I'll post the
I really like
Discord.
doing this. This was really fun, actually. So
Yeah, this
Yeah, this
was
was-
fun.
we can
this
do
was
this
good.
more often if you want.
Yeah, if you guys want, that would be fun. If you guys want to ever do this again,
Yeah.
in the future, once you guys have more of it done, we can for sure
Yep.
do that. This was really
Here,
fun.
I'm gonna